So on Canva, you're going to find pre-made design options. A lot for social media. This would be a perfect size for the Facebook cover, other social media, and a Facebook post. So we're going to bring up a workboard. We're going to use this Facebook post, but all of them can be customized. That you can make changes to the size, no matter which one you choose. We're choosing that should be fine for a logo. Well, then we get a work area, and we've got options on the left side, layouts, elements, text, and background, and you can upload your own images to use. We're going to do a text logo. Again, here, everything is customizable. Some of them are pre-formatted for different things if you already want to choose something. And any of these are all pre-formatted, but whatever you choose can be modified. So when you click on one, and it puts it on your workboard and highlights it. This is where you can make modifications using the text toolbar. So if you want to change the font, you use the drop down here. This has the name and an example of the font. You definitely want to know the name. If it's going to be part of your brand, you definitely want to know the name. And the other thing you want is to be able to tell your graphic designer what font to use for your logo. So we're just choosing one. Give it a minute and it'll change here. And I should have put in a brand name first. So let's say we're going to put in a name. Oh, sorry, but my computer is not doing what I wanted to do, but here we go. And we're going to change the size. So we're going to bring down that drop-down window. We choose the size, make this larger. If you click outside, that removes the highlight. You know, when you get this, you can move it. So we're going to move it up to use and highlight it again by clicking in. One of the things we want to change is the color. This purple is here because I've used it before, but notice that when I hover over it, it shows me the color code. This is a default palette. Again, everything's customizable, so even if I were to click on one of these colors, it puts it up here and it's made my logo green. But if I click here, I'm going to get a color wheel, and I can change. I can change the shade of this green by sliding here, and notice that the color code is changing. As I click in the color wheel, I can get different colors and different shades and this code. This code, along with the name of your font, your graphic designer is going to be very happy if you give them that specific information, because their handicap is that they cannot see what's in your head. So you can't describe a font well enough for them to know what you want. And really, you can't describe a color. You can say dark blue, but for one thing, your screen is going to look different than theirs. And dark blue to you, when they give it back to you, it may be a couple shades lighter than you want or darker, whatever. But you can give them the exact color, and that saves both of you a lot of headache. Let's say I want this M to be much bigger and a different color. So let's get rid of it, and let's get ourselves another text box. So even if I choose this little one way down here, and see how small that is, and we'll move it down where we can work with it, and we're going to make it an M. And we're going to make it much bigger. We're going to go, let's say 200. There we go. And let's find, move it up. Let's find a script font. This is another, so this is good. I want a script font. I can't say to a graphic designer, I want a script, because I can't describe the script that's in my head, and I definitely have one. All right, so that's our Mary, and we're gonna make this one red, let's say. And we make, so click on. So let's say I decide I want to move Mary down and behind the ARY. So we can click Arrange, move it back. So that's an option. That's going to be an option with your script and any images you have to arrange it behind something else and make all these changes here, including making a copy if you wanted another part of anything. So let's say we want an image also. I bake cakes. I want a birthday cake. Let's go to Elements. Here we have free photos, and I'm going to get search for a cake. And let's choose one by clicking on it. You know that we can change the size. We can also crop this. So now that's my crop window. I can change it to just the cake, eliminate the hand, and I can click here or press enter and crop it. I can also arrange it so that it's behind the letters. Well, you can't see. And I can change the transparency, so let's move it up so that it's easier to see behind. I mean, it's easier to see the letters. But the other problem is it's got all the dark background, the rectangular background, and we don't want that because wherever we want to place our logo, we only want the name and the cake itself. So we're going to get rid of this cake. And let's go to the Google. And to save time, I've already put in a search for cake. And a few things to note here. You know that you can't just come to Google and take any picture you want and use it. The other thing is there are photographs and then there are illustrations. An illustration is called a vector image, so you want to put that name in your search. You also want a transparent background, so you want a PNG file. So you want to put that name, and that brings up everything here should have a transparent background because I've searched for that. The other thing is no matter which search engine you use, there's somewhere to find, I think I did this under More Tools, and then here, License Usage Permission or something it was called. But anyway, I got Labeled for Reuse with Modification. I really like it to say labeled for commercial reuse with modification. And just to be on the safe side, I chose this image and I went one step further and looked up the image, the original image, to make sure that it was labeled for commercial use, and no attribution means I don't have to say who the original artist is, and I can use it in my design. So this checkered background means that it is transparent. So to save time, I've already saved that. And to go back to our image, where it says uploads over here, where it says uploads over here, computer. Oh, come on. What? Oh, this is... I was trying to do this swiftly, and why is it not giving me my... Wow. I don't know why. Ah. Nope. Oh, uploads. That shouldn't be that way. Okay. Computer glitch, sorry. But I've already uploaded, so I just click on it, and I get it on my screen. The screen got too big. Over here is where you're going to change the size. This just changed the size for your screen. It doesn't change the size of the image. It just helps you work better by making the image larger or smaller. So we're going to change this. And we're going to... this is just my laptop acting crazy. Okay, so let's say, click back on here. we're going to make it, take out some of the opacity, move it behind the letters. We didn't do that. Behind the letters. And what we've got, click outside, what we've got now, ugly as it is what we want. We're pretending it's what we want. And we're just going to now download it. Click outside. We're going to download it. It's going to ask if we can change it to a JPEG file, but we don't want that. We always want a PNG because that's going to leave the transparency in the background, which you want for your logo so that it can go on anything without that white box. You can see here, this was, I don't know how many minutes we're working on here, a little over 10. You are not going to be able to make a logo in 10 minutes. You're going to spend hours on just choices like the font or the color, the image, whatever, arrangement. All of that is going to take a lot of time. It may not be the best use of your time because logos don't generate sales. So it may not be where you want to spend hours. And so it doesn't have to be perfect right away. Make some money in your business, then pay a graphic designer to make a perfect logo for you. But this at least will get you something that you could put on a screen and or put on your social media and be happy with, and it didn't cost you anything.